Hi everyone, Tim Schwartz here, head golf professional at Bella Rosa Golf Course. I'd like to welcome everyone back for the weekly golf tip and golf course update. I hope everyone's doing well out there. So going to start today with the golf tip. So one thing we really don't talk a whole lot about, you don't hear a whole lot about, is how high do we need to tee up the ball when we're hitting different clubs. Okay, with the size of clubs that have just gotten bigger and bigger over the years, so has the need to adjust the height when we are going to hit the ball off the tee. So I'm going to go over that today and then give you a little update about what's going on here at Bella Rosa. So I've got 4 different clubs here that I'm going to use just to demonstrate the proper tee height. So just say we're playing a par 3, we got to hit an iron off the tee. You always want to try to use a tee when you can. And again, you're able to use a tee when you're hitting off the tee as your first shot, like on a par 3. So we might as well take advantage of that. So I've got a 7 iron here. So this first ball that we see here is properly teed up to hit really any kind of a middle iron. So rule of thumb here, what I like to do is when I put the ball on a tee, I try to get so the ball is high enough just to get my 2 fingers underneath the golf ball like so. Okay, so if I can't get them under there, I need to bring it up a little bit. If there's too much space in there, I need to bring it down. Okay, so that's what we want to do for an iron. So next club is going to be my hybrid club, which hybrids have become very, very popular over the years. So the proper height for a hybrid is we want about the top half of the golf ball to be over the top edge of the club. So one way that you can test that is just to put the club right behind the ball here. If you were to draw a line with the tee right on the top of the club, you should hit the very, very middle of the golf ball. Okay, so that's the hybrid club. Next club is going to be our fairway wood. So this is a 3 wood that I've got here in my hands. So as we tee up with this, we want about the top half of the ball over the top edge of the club, just like we did with the hybrid. So it's pretty easy between those 2 clubs, hybrids and fairway woods, top half of the ball over the top edge of the club, just like we see here. Okay. All right. So most importantly, and the most fun to hit is going to be our driver. So the size of the tee is going to be where this is very, very important. So the size of a driver has gotten up to what we call 460 cc's, which is the largest that they can make. As you can see, this is really big. But a big difference that we're seeing in the drivers now is going to be the height of the face. So that's going to change on how we tee it up. So I've got 2 different size tees here. I've got a 2 3/4 inch, which are these wooden ones. They're like $1 a bag. The other tee, what they call the fly tees, this is 3 1/4 inches high. These are made out of plastic. These are about $7 a package here. There's a whole array of tees that you'll see out there on the market. A wooden tee or one of these plastic ones are going to work just fine. But for the bigger drivers, the 2 3/4, which is the first one I showed you, that would be the minimum height that we want to see. So I would get at least a 2 3/4 inch tee, or even a little bit more like we have here for that. Okay. All right. So this is where things can change a little bit when we have a driver. So ideally, my loft of my driver is 10.5 degrees. The ball should hit the very middle of that to get that loft. If I tee it up a little bit higher, it's going to add about 2 more degrees to this driver. That's going to make the ball go higher if I tee it up even a little bit more. If I teed it a little bit lower, which I wouldn't recommend doing, it's going to make that ball go a little lower. So general rule of thumb is kind of like we had with the fairway wood and the hybrid, top half of the ball over the top edge. We want a little more than the top half of the ball. So we're going to say about top 3/4 of the ball that are going to be over the edge of the club. We don't want to go a whole lot higher than that, because then we're going to hit probably the top edge and put those marks on there that we don't like to see on there. So this should look something like this when we tee up to get the proper height. All right, so it's one thing you can practice when you're out there. Again, we don't really think about the tee height a whole lot. Something that can really help your game, especially with the driver, to make sure we're getting the right loft out of that club. and it's really, really easy to check on that. So hopefully that'll help out as far as getting the right tee height. As far as the golf course goes, we still are temporarily closed. So the Bella Rosa Golf Course and the Back Nine Restaurant still temporarily closed. We're going to make a determination as we get closer to May 11th what the status of the course is. So please watch for updates on our website, bellarosagolf.com, as well as our Facebook page, and the Town of Frederick Facebook page as well will provide updates. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you soon.